Hey guys, this is Breach. We're back with our second episode of Let's Play Mother 1, Earthbound Beginnings, also. And off screen, we got up to level 6. And now we're going to go southeast of our house to go to the first town. Now, the Hippie here is one of the enemies that I mentioned at the end of the last episode that can be kind of rough. He'll use that bullhorn attack, which will lower your attack. Didn't really look like it affected it too much. I'm not sure if it's bugged. It might be, because with a lot of the older JRPGs, stuff like that, and the numbers don't really get crunched right. Sometimes it'll seem effective. Definitely whenever enemies increase their own attack, like this Wally, it is effective. Now, Wally was the other one I told you to watch out for. His evasion rate is a lot higher than you want it to be. His guts or force stat is pretty decent, which means he'll do a lot of damage, get a lot of critical hits on you, and then he'll increase his own damage. Now, you only have to do about 20 HP against him to make him regain his senses, which is really cool. While we're heading southeast towards Podunk, is the name of the town in this, we also got three spells we can use. Life Up, which is going to be your heal spell. Healing, which will affect status ailments. And Telepathy, which is going to be an overworld, progress the story. Now, this woman says her daughter Hippie is missing, and please tell the mayor at Podunk. So, we'll head down there. Oh, another feature of this game. If you press the B button, you can run. Nah, it's not a real run. It's actually quite clever how they did it. It actually just doubles up the speed of the game. So it works as sort of like emulators have a fast forward button. Mother 1 has the fast forward button itself as the B button outside of battle, which is really cool. Makes getting places not as terrible. I forget to do it a lot of the times, and it's harder to control whenever you're running like that. But the first thing we want to do once we get to Podunk here is withdraw money. Now we need to withdraw 500. I'm going to screw up and only do 400, and then, gives me a chance to talk about what I was going to say. Earthbound and the Mother series are really adventure games told through the perspective of how a child would see the world. Ninten is a kid. I'm not sure how old he is. I'd guess pre-teenager, based on just how the world interacts with him and his perceptions of everything. Maybe around 6 to 8 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we go and get the other 100 we need to buy a wooden bat, which we definitely need to upgrade our plastic bat for where we're going. We're going to start fighting enemies called zombies and gangster zombies, and they have a lot more HP and will do a lot more damage if we let them live long enough. Now, to equip your items, just go into your goods bag and use the item. The other thing we're going to do up here is we're going to go up to the top floor and talk to this pet store manager. The only pet they have left is a canary chick. And we do want to buy it, but I don't want to pay $85, so he gives it to us for free, because he's just trying to get rid of it. Now, it's a mandatory quest, but there's no real time limit, and it doesn't stop your progression until the end of the game if you haven't done it. So we're going to take this canary chick up to the Canary Village. Now, if you talk to the NPCs, they'll tell you about a Canary Village, where it's a protected sanctuary. And the way you get there is that little diagonal path that we came down towards Podunk. On the west side of it, there will be an opening in the trees. And that is actually how you get to the Canary Village. Right over here. I think that sign may even tell you about it. So I know this sign definitely does, because we're going to check it. No hunting approaching Canary Village. Okay. Well, you go to the Canary Village, and you work your way to the very north part. And that's where we're going to use this canary chick. As I was saying, Mother 1 and Earthbound are sort of caricatures of the way that the world is perceived by children. There's some very mature ideas and topics that it deals with. Death, loss, invasion, cults, religious fanaticism, the way adults interact with children, that are handled very artistically in this, which I would say that the reason for these games' cult popularity, people come for the whimsy and the fun and the RPG, and they stay for the growth, the artistic growth that you experience as a player through the games. They're very quirky, very weird, which, you know, it's fun. Fun, whimsy is the word that I like to use for it. But at the same time, underneath that whimsy, these can be really dark at times. Our first mission after we do this one, you talk to the canary here, and then use the canary chick, and she'll start singing the second of the 8 tunes that we need. So, Breach, remember the tune. Now we're going to work our way back to Podunk here. The themes within the game really make you think about what's going on. I mean, yes, you can play this game, you can breeze through all the dialogue and not pay a bit of attention and just mash A. Now, here, I think if you use that item, you can get around having to have it on your person later, which you'll see at the end of episode 4 is very much, or it's either 3 or 4, is not the case. So we've got a hippie, and we're just knocking him out, because that's what you do to hippies. We don't have any Slayer to play for them, unfortunately, which I've heard is, you know, the best way of dealing with hippies and dispersing their crowds, particularly their jam drum festivals. And I'm not going to take out the random battles. I thought about it, but, you know, if you're watching a JRPG, you know what they're about, and I think the random battles in here go fast enough that they're not too obtrusive. The encounter rate is not too bad in this game as to be, you know, obnoxious. So I think I'm going to leave it in just so that you get the full feel of the game. It's a game that just recently came stateside officially. Before there was just the they had actually, in the days of the NES, fully translated the game and just never brought it over to the West. And so after Earthbound came out, fans got a hold of that and it circulated the internet. And so the only way to play this until they released it on the Wii U shop as Earthbound Beginnings was via ROM. Now, the fact that they did that at E3 this year really gives a lot of people that hope that they'll bring Mother 3 over, which, for all the feels and artistic darkness that Earthbound and Mother 1 have, Mother 3 has that 1,000-fold. Okay, so the mayor wants us to go pick up Hippie so that you, can be the hero. And Abbott here is the town mayor's assistant. The secretary there always promises to tell you a secret later, but she never does. So, I mean, it's kind of funny, really. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show off one fight against a zombie. This person's talking about asthma. It lets you know that your character has asthma. If you're fighting, there's an enemy later on called a car or a taxi, and it'll use an attack called Exhaust on you, which will make you just cough, and you'll miss every attack. You can buy an inhaler item to cure that in battle, but if that happens to you, you're pretty much dead if you don't have an inhaler. These pseudo-zombies are why we wanted to be level 6 and have the wooden bat, though. They have a lot of HP, and they do a lot of damage if you're not this high a level. So, we're going to go down to the cemetery and rescue Pippi, who got lost down there, because that's what happens when children go playing in cemeteries. Like I said, dark themes. But this has been Breach. Next time we'll take on the cemetery, where we return to Mother 1. Thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe, comment, rate the video. Have a great day.